So this is Aldwin. He's our aged Rottweiler. We were going to go outside and do this video, but he's just not feeling very well. I took him for a short walk and it just wore him out. He can't go very far any longer. And he was kind of hobbling and limping along, so I figured we would just come inside. And the kitty you see on my lap is Miss Marple. Apparently she's decided to join us too. And I think there's a kitty right here that's Kaya, I believe, that I see. I could be wrong, but I think that's her. And there's 2 other cats that will probably join us. One of them is staring at me right now. Anyway, we were going to go outside, but I decided to stay in here with my pal and give him some loving. I wanted to talk to you about today. Today was not a good day to start out. Again, I had an anxiety attack, another panic attack full of fear and questions and everything. And when I woke up, I thought maybe it was a work day. So I just got out of bed, threw the covers back, got out of bed, went in to make some coffee. And as I was making it, I sort of glanced over at the clock and look at that, 2 o'clock in the morning. So come to find out, it wasn't a work day, it was Saturday. So I took my coffee and I went and sat in front of the computer and I did some research, started looking around at some things about cancer. Earlier in the week, I sent an email out of desperation to Professor Raphael Michelin. He is the world's leading expert on cannabis. He started doing research on it in the early 60s. He's the one that kind of separated all the compounds that we know today, the THC, the CBD, and all the other ones. He's just amazing. So anyway, I emailed him a letter, and I emailed him a letter saying that, I appreciate your work and thanks for all the research that you've done for, cancer patients around the world. And I had asked if I could get a copy of his book. He wrote a book that was published in 1986, and that book's no longer available. And I just mentioned that, I'd like to read it. I recently got diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I feel that reading this book would be very beneficial to me. So I sent it, really honestly not thinking he would ever email me back. So this morning, sitting in front of the computer doing research, my phone goes off, and the notification sound means I have an email. So I grab my phone, I open it up, and there's an email. I'm like, oh, who emailed me? So I open it up. Dr. Michelin. I almost fell over. I couldn't believe it. I was staring at the email for probably 5 minutes with my mouth open. Very short email saying that he was surprised that I couldn't find the book. It should be available online. And also, just a couple of sentences, he said that in his experience, for people with prostate cancer, CBD oil has worked, to treat them, and actually gave me a dose. So it's probably the one thing that I've been searching for just desperately for 2.5 weeks, trying to find a dose, trying to find out anything, which oil. I called some dispensaries in Colorado. One of them didn't really want to talk to me about it because I didn't live in Colorado. The other one sort of did, but then he got to a point and he said, well, if you could come in, we could talk about it more. And I said, well, I live in Arkansas. It'd be kind of hard to do. And he said that he understands, but there's only so much information he could tell me over the phone. So I can't explain it. I stared at the email. I got so emotional. I actually started crying. And I've never cried over an email, but it was so emotional and it was so surreal that this doctor with so much knowledge and wisdom and experience, with a plant that can help cure just millions and millions of people, it was so overwhelming that I couldn't control myself. I decided to make a change about kind of a treatment plan, and that change being I had some money saved for... There's the other cat. That's Mad Mart again. These two don't get along very well. Well, they do, but Marple here can pretty much beat this one up without even trying. And I'm hoping they don't do that now. So I had some money saved. Be nice. I had some money saved for the doctor certification for the medical marijuana card, and I needed a little bit more to send into the state for the actual card. And I started thinking that sitting on that money, for the future use isn't smart where I can be using it right now. So I decided to take that money, and I went and bought CBD oil today, and I'm going to start taking that tonight. Trying to, you have to start low and build that dose up. So I'm going to, do it really low, kind of judge what happens to me, see how it responds on me, and then take it from there. It's twice a day, and I still need to work, so I can't be, completely relaxed or sedated, from that effects. I don't think it will do that, but I'm not quite sure. So I'm thinking about getting the medical marijuana card. Are you sleepy? Am I keeping you up? But just not right now. So I'm going to wait, and product's not going to be available till the mid next year anyway. So I might as well just wait. So treatment starts today. I'm going to kind of self-treat. So I'm going to start that, and I feel just so relieved to find that number, and questioned, how today came about. Like, why did I wake up at 2 a.m. suddenly, and then 20 minutes later I get an email from something that I've been searching for so long. And the only thing I can think is that, God has a hand in this. He's the one, I think, that woke me up. He's the one that, prompted Dr. Mishalam to email me. He's the one that sent the friend forward and said, hey, I found CBD oil. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have known it was here in the state, because all the stores that I go to, and my goings around, they don't have it. So had it not been for her, I wouldn't have known. He's the one that prompted, that friend to come forward and help us financially. And he's the one that actually has prompted another person to step forward and, try and help as much as they can. Also anonymous, not going to say their name, but I had a long texting session with her, and, in there was, I'm going to help you as much as I can. It's a blessing. It's something that I can't describe to you how good it makes us feel. We are, we're trying to get through this. My wife and I today went to lunch, and I had asked her, how she's doing and all this, and she said that she's just exhausted. And I said, are you tired of me talking about this? And she said, it's just that we talk about it all the time, and it's kind of the only thing we talk about. And that's what I've noticed happens with me, is it becomes consuming. My mother-in-law said, don't let it identify you. And I think that there's days that it does. It consumes me. That's all I can think about. That's all I can do to try and figure something out. And so yesterday, Friday, I just had to step back from everything, and I didn't do it. I played some games on my phone, I listened to some music, and I just stepped away for a while. So it's interesting to find out, my wife's perspective on this. I never really thought about it. I was too consumed with thinking about me. So I think I need to work on, talking about other things besides, hey, guess what? I have cancer. And I figure I do it here a lot too. But this, for me, like I said, from the very beginning, is kind of therapeutic for me. I just wanted to share that with you. I strongly feel that God has a hand in all this. I don't think that suddenly I've come, to where I am without His help. I just don't really think that's how it worked. I've done a lot of this on my own, but kind of thinking through the day of all the little things that have kind of popped up. That's the only thing I can explain, is that, God has His hand on this. And, He's telling me, hey, I got this. So I'm going to let this Rottweiler sleep. This kitty is already sleeping on me. I have to get up. I made a cup of hot tea that I need to go get. And I'm just going to kind of sit back and relax and drink that tea and kind of think about the events of the day. And really, that's it. That's Saturday. Amazing day.